Imagine an invisible river flowing inside you. It runs through your cells, nerves, and muscles, fueling your drive to desire, act, and conquer. The ancients called it prana, chi, sexual energy. Scientists still debate its nature, but they all agree on one thing. This is the very force that turns an ordinary person into a creator, a dreamer into a conqueror. But it only works if you do two things right now. Hit the like button so the algorithm knows you're ready for transformation. Drop a comment with one desire you'll charge with this energy over the next week. Today, we're going on a journey to trace the footsteps of this power. In 1927, psychoanalyst Wilhelm Reich declared, "Sexual energy is the wind in the sails of evolution." He studied how suppressing orgasm leads to fascism. Yes, political fascism, through the buildup of aggression. His colleague Carl Jung saw this energy as a mystical force. Libido is a dragon to be ridden, not slain. But long before them, in the 5th century BCE, Chinese Taoists mapped the body with charts like the one you see now. They believed the energy spent on sex could be reborn as inner immortality if redirected upward, to the brain. How? Through rituals, breathwork, and mathematically precise pauses between inhales and exhales. But how does this work on a physical level? Modern neuroscience has answers. During sex or arousal, the pituitary gland releases oxytocin, the trust hormone. The adrenal glands pump out norepinephrine, sharpening focus like a sniper's. And dopamine makes your brain scream, "Do it again, go after it, this matters." The problem: 95% of people use this cocktail only for short-term pleasure. But what if you could redirect it? In 2013, something happened in Harvard's basement labs that professors still call the neuron rebellion. Neuroscientist Dr. Emily Carter led a study with 50 student volunteers. Group 1 meditated for 10 minutes daily, focusing on sexual energy, visualized as a hot ball in the lower abdomen. Group 2 lived as usual. After 2 weeks, MRI scans showed the meditators had a prefrontal cortex goal-setting zone, lit up like a Christmas tree, 20% lower cortisol, stress hormone, 1.5x faster learning, absorbing info like AI. Back in 1582, Prague witnessed something that made even skeptics believe in the magic of sexual energy. English alchemist Edward Kelly, under Emperor Rudolph II, locked himself in a mirror-lined tower for 49 days, practiced breathwork, channeling energy from the lower chakra to the third eye, wrote angelic messages in Enochian, a mysterious language. The result? After 7 weeks, Kelly produced the Philosopher's Stone, not a myth, but a treatise with telescope blueprints 30 years ahead of Galileo. Witnesses swore he didn't sleep or eat, yet his eyes burned like a youth's. Picture this. 400 years ago, Kelly stood in that tower, scribbling formulas with trembling hands. He believed the energy others wasted on fleeting passions could bridge Earth and the stars. He was wrong. He underestimated. This energy isn't a bridge. It's the star itself, born inside you every morning. Every time you crave, argue, or freeze at a sudden idea, you're holding the same spark Kelly forged into a telescope and Hendrix into era-shattering sound. But how do you turn a spark into a flame? How do you make it burn with purpose, lighting the path to your dreams? Your brain knows the answer. Right now, as you read this, a silent war rages in its depths. Millions of neurons debate, spend energy on cheap dopamine hits, scrolling, empty debates, sugar, or stockpile it to create a reality-shifting explosion. But the biggest secret lies in how dopamine, the desire hormone, turns fantasies into physical reality. Deep in your brain, in a region called the ventral tegmental area, lives a tiny neuron. Every time you see something you crave, whether it's sex, food, or a dream, it releases droplets of dopamine into your bloodstream. This isn't pleasure. This is hunger. An ancient mechanism that has driven us through the ages with one question: what am I willing to do to get this? In 2019, Zurich researchers ran a brutal experiment. Volunteers had electrodes implanted in their brains and were given two choices. 1. Button A, instant orgasm. 2. Button B, 30 minutes of visualizing their dream career. 67% chose B. Because the scientists rigged the game, they stimulated dopamine pathways during visualization. The brain became convinced that the fantasy was closer than immediate satisfaction. Now consider this. Sexual arousal equals dopamine plus norepinephrine. An explosive mix, but it burns out in minutes. Visualizing a goal yields the same dopamine, but plus serotonin. It stretches the high for hours. This is the hormonal code. You can either spend your energy on short bursts, or bottle it up, turning it into fuel for the long haul. How? Tantric tradition holds the answer. But there's a catch.